All good in the hood? Right, let's get this all set up ready. So, enable chat, live chat. Okay, I can see you all. Ninja Man, well done for making it, mate. You didn't need the reminder. That's cool. Right, we're going to skip right up to the top. Let me see. What's it? Who's this? For Nashman888. I love you. You're the first. Haha. All good in the hood. Right, before we carry on, can everyone tell me if the audio and visual is good? Without that, we're screwed. Faye, awesome. Great to see you. Right, let's read the chat over here. Yeah, Faye, moderator, awesome. Born Outside, moderator, awesome. 2 moderators in the house. That's great. Both good. Wow, that's okay. Without further ado, let's continue then, shall we? Right, let me just see. Everyone's coming into the house. There's 50 people in there. If you can hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on all of these broadcasts that I try and do every single Friday. So hit the thumbs up. It'd be good. It really helps, actually. Like I said in all of the live streams, you know, the more thumbs up there is, the more people get to read all of your comments in the replay. Alpha Charlie Concepts. Hi, dude. All the way from the US of A. Happy days. Prepper Granny. Hello. Wow. There's loads of cool people in here already. The old man from Bermuda. Wow. That's awesome. Right. Where is everybody from this evening? Can you whack it in there? That'd be cool because we always like to know who's in the house and whereabouts you are. Hit it. Hull. Oh, God. What the best entry that is. Hull. The land of rain and grey and all that. No, only joking. What have we got here? Cumbria, East Anglia, Yorkshire. Yeah. Sunny Suffolk. Oh, wow. Someone's in the woods in Devon. Hey, Mark. That's pretty cool. Let me see who we got here. South Wales, Portsmouth. Got some interesting news about South Wales, so stay tuned, okay? Lincoln. Shovel Recky's in the house. Hey, hello. All right, fella. All right, son. Who we got here? Glasgow, Derby, Metallic Reality. Hi, sweetie. Good to see you in the house. We've got 3 moderators now, so all good. Naomi, if you could do us a favour, I know it's hard. Try and remind me at 9 o'clock to open a beer. All right. I've put a little post-it note reminder on there, but I can easily miss that. So yeah, let's see. We coming from the Wirral. That's Faye. Awesome. God, look at all this. West Wales. I guess that's on the coast. Thumbs down and unsubscribe. Okay. Staffordshire. Where's that? I don't know where it is. Oceania. I've got no idea what Oceania is. Wow. I don't think it's in the UK. Hartlepool. Liverpool. Pick up for the Wirral. Essex. North Wales, England border. A couple of valleys away. Carlos. Hey, dude. Bristol. Awesome. God, blimey, you guys are from all over the place. I don't know why this keeps jumping all over the place. West Midlands. Let me see. God, blimey. North Florida. Oh, that's where you are, isn't it, John? Of course. Let me see. Bridge, North Shropshire. Dundee. Oxford. Leamington Spa, I say. Arlington, Texas. I hear you guys are getting a bit of warm weather out there. We're going to be speaking about that in a minute, actually. I want to get that done first. Derby, Fife, Frodsham. Sorry if I butchered that. Well, Kent, Devon, Surrey, Essex, West Mids, College Station, Texas, Leeds, Essex. There's a lot of Essex in the house. I hope you've got your white stilettos on you lot. There you see. Knightsbridge, Broadmoor. Very good. Tennessee. Oh, hi, dude. Here's up. Someone in the USMC. Retired. How's it feel, dude? Well, I'll catch up later on the encrypted messages. North Wales, blimey, you're all over the place. That's awesome. Bjorn. Now, I caught you on your live stream this morning, as you probably remember. Someone pulled me up that it's not Bjorn, it's Björn. If it's Bjorn, it's 1. If it's Björn, it's 2. 1 or 2. Which one's correct? Because I need to hear it from the horse's mouth. Right, let me see. Rooster in the house, cool. Look at that. Hey, Newcastle upon Tyne, or Newcastle. Hey, look at this. Number 2, so it's Björn. Right. Sorry, Björn. I'm glad we got that figured out. Wicked. Right. We don't want to spend all night saying hello to everyone all over the world, etc. If you can hit the thumbs up now, it really helps. Like I said, if everyone clicks the thumbs up, you've only got to do it once. Once it's done, what that ensures is lots more people get to watch this live stream on the replay. And then when they watch the replay, not many, but some of them actually read through the chat as the video's progressing, okay? So it'll also mean that if you hit the thumbs up, there's a high chance of your comments getting read out in the chat, which is always cool. So it's always good to have Björn in the house. Right, let me see what I wanted to go over with. Yes, let's get this out of the way first, because some of you are probably aware that here in the UK, and indeed lots of places around the world, are experiencing, have been experiencing, and going to be experiencing soon some very hot, serious weather. Okay. So it's just a bit of 10 pence from my own mind. Keep an eye out on elderly people. Okay, I was just messaging my father. He's down in Portsmouth and is mid-70s in age. Okay, so I just passed on. You know, he probably knows it all anyway. Hi, Joe. How you doing, sweetheart? I'm just passing on advice to him. He can take it or leave it. He probably knows it all because dads know it all, don't we? Heatwave advice. Now, I had an idea on the wild camp I'd done, which I tried uploading the 2 wild camp videos that I'd done the other day, 24 hours, and it got to 87% and it crashed. So I pulled the whole videos from YouTube. What I'm going to be doing is after this live stream, I'm going to be uploading it before I go to bed. So hopefully it will be uploaded as I'm sleeping, because the internet at Lee's place at the bug out was pretty piss poor today. And yesterday I just wouldn't do anything. So, like I'm digressing, in that video, what I wanted to do, but I never done because it wasn't hot, but it's going to be hot, okay? It's going to be hot, so get ready. I come up with an idea of using my shemag, all right? So get your shemag or any thin cotton material, get it soaking wet, wring it out, okay? All of your windows in your house, depending on what floor you're going to be on, okay? Open your windows and put this wet piece of cloth, hang it up over the windows. So if you do get any breeze, it's going to make it a lot cooler coming in, and also it's going to shade some of the sun too. All right, so that's a good idea. It helps acclimatize your house if it's really, really hot, especially if you're a south-facing property with windows. You know, this is really going to come in handy. And what you might find is you might need to reapply the water on the material that you're going to hang over your open windows throughout the day. Okay. So that really helps, okay? So another thing was try to avoid going out of doors unless you really have to between 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, all right? So when the sun's going to be at its hottest. You really want to plan your day and make sure that you're not stuck in the middle of town at 12 o'clock and you're waiting for a bus or something and it's baking. You know what I mean? You could seriously get into problems. I've heard 40 plus degrees being mentioned. That's serious. That's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so we're not used to it, especially here in Wales. And in fact, if it does go over what their predictions are, it's going to be the hottest ever recorded in Wales, apparently. So yeah, it's no joke. It's going to be hot. And like I said, keep an eye out for the old people. So if you've got any neighbours and they're getting on a bit, just pop in, you know, say hello, make sure they've got everything they need, offer them some cold water, whatever it is, just keep an eye on them, okay? Because it's always the same. It's the young and the really, really old struggle big time in temperature extremities, all right? Always check that they're okay, right? Make sure you got fans if you've got any fans. If you haven't got any fans already, be quick. If you're in UK, you might be fortunate enough to go to a place called B&Q. They always got stuff like that. They used to be about £12, very cheap, but it will get you through the week, which is predicted. Okay. Plenty of cold drinks, and make sure that you intake salt, because if you're sweating, okay, what comes out on your skin is a lot of salt. You need to replace that into your body. Lots of sugars too. So that is just my 10 penneth on trying to not get into problems with this big heat wave coming up. Okay, so let's go on to the markets. Now, what I decided to do, what I usually do, is I tend to get an update on all of the commodities, the ones that I'm interested in, and ones that I think affects lots of us. Okay, so what I decided to do is go onto my laptop right here, and I've got live quotes. So this is of right now, okay, which is 10 past 8 on the 15th of July 2022. As of right now, crude oil is gone up. It's now $97 a barrel. Brent's gone up again, $101 a barrel. Natural gas is up to 7. Gasoline is up to 3. Heating oil is up 3.6. Coal, believe it or not, has absolutely taken a thump. It's gone down, right? That's down to 410, which is coal, all right? UK gas, that's dropped down 13%, which is ironic considering what's coming, all right? Let me see, not really interested in propane. That's only gone down a tiny bit. That's 1.14. Right, now we're going to go on to metals. Okay, so lots of us have got money invested in metals and hoping for a nice payout one of these days. Now, like I've predicted, and what I'm seeing, if we get the stagflation, which some of the experts are saying, the stagflation is going to be hitting in 2024, so not next year, the year after. So I would say, if you've got silver, great, don't sell it, sit on it. The spot price is really low, but I've checked, the premiums are still hovering around £30 an ounce of silver. Talking pure silver, 49 is fine, okay? So silver is gone up only 1.5%. It's up to 18.6, which is extremely low. And as lots of us know, the silver markets are heavily manipulated. Gold's gone down. It's 1,704 an ounce. Copper's up. Steel's marginally up. Iron's gone down. Lithium pretty much stayed the same. Platinum's going up slowly. Steel, that's gone down too. Now we go on to agricultural. So soybeans, they've gone down 1,469 soybeans. Wheat's gone down nearly 2 percentage points. So we're talking 779 for wheat. You watch that price go up. Okay, so you have to look at I would say a year, and look at the graph. If it's go down a fair bit, it might be an idea to buy into wheat, because that is going to skyrocket in harvest time. Okay. Wheat, and indeed, if I can see it on there, corn. So let me down. Palm oil, that's gone up. That's 3,588 now. Milk, we're going to be talking something interesting from a police officer soon about milk. You won't believe what I've discovered with this. Milk's gone down marginally. It's at 22 right now. Coffee, that's gone up to 203 now. Wow. Sugar's gone up to 19.25. Let me see. Tea, that's down marginally. That's only 2.83 now. That's okay. Now, I've heard there's big problems of rice coming out of India. All right. So the price of rice at the moment is 16.51. So that's only gone up marginally. So expect the price of rice to skyrocket. Let me see. Butter. Now, lots of people have got the ump over butter right now. So that's at 7,304. That stayed flat, okay? Corn, that's up marginally. That's at 605. I don't really want to go too much into all that because we could be here all night. There's loads. Beef, that's gone down. That's at 20. Poultry stays stagnant. It's hovering just under 8 right now. Lean hogs, that's down to 114. Eggs. Now, eggs are a big problem in America right now. Whether or not we're going to see the same thing coming over to the UK. Eggs are around 3.01 right now. What else? That's pretty much it. I don't want to go into too much about, but that's live right now. Okay, so when I mark the date before I just said that, that is right truth to point. Now let's go on to this. Now this is a bit of information that was passed to me this morning. Okay, now like I've said in a few streams before, I've got friends who are in and retired in all three. So we're talking regular police, military police, and even people from the Met as well. All right. And I've been having chats with those three sectors, as it were, on and off every week, should we say. So the latest one's in now, and this is becoming across the board, okay, between all three sectors. So it's regular police, military police, and the Met, which is Greater London, etc. Now, lots of rest days appear to be getting cancelled at short notice, all right? Now, this has been on and off since the issue started, all right? But it's ramping up now, okay? So lots of serving members of the police, they're really struggling right now, and I'm going to go into that in a sec. But every time they arrange some holiday or some time off, it gets cancelled at the last minute. I mean, how frustrating is that? So there's more police resigning than they're getting replaced. Now, that is scary when you think about what I just said. More police are resigning than there are new police joining. Okay? There you go. What's a rest day? Yeah, well, there you go. So, that is quite scary. Now, what I've heard, this is from South Wales Police, all right? I'm not going to name the name of the guy, a good friend of mine, all right? Now, he said that there's a place called Neath, Neath, in South Wales, okay? It's a bit of a bad area. It's a huge area. It's a big area to operate in. And of a night time, I want you to have a guess how many police officers are covering that huge area, which has got a big reputation for violence. In actual fact, speaking of violence, someone got stabbed and I think died yesterday, okay, in that very same area. So how many police do you think are covering that whole area of a night time? I'll give you a couple of seconds to try and stick it in the chat. Okay, 20, 0. God, can you imagine? So let me look on the screen. I can see here 2, 3, 2. Wow, look at this. 10. So we got 10 and 20. Someone's put 1, 4, 5. Wow, 6. Well, let me tell you this. In that whole area, and if you want to, in actual fact, I can have a look now because I keep forgetting I've got the internet right in front of me. Neath, Wales. Right, let's have a look. How did I spell it? Right, okay. So we're trying to look now. What's coming up? All right, so it's pretty much southwest. So we're looking at near Swansea area, from what I gather. Wow. It doesn't say, unless I've spelled it wrong. Let's see if I've put any. Yeah. Town in Wales. Here we go. Right, so now listen to this, right? The population of Neath is 45,898 people living in that district called Neath, right? That is rather a lot of people. It doesn't say how big the area is. It usually does, which is a shame. But it trust me, it looks like quite a big area. Right. Do you want me to tell you how many serving officers of a night time trying to keep safe 45,895 people? You ready? 3. There are 3 police officers on a night shift trying to look after all of them people. How bad is that? How insane is that? Okay. 3 police officers. So I'm hoping that not many people watching this now go with the government advice, which is if you're getting burgled, phone 999. If you're being attacked, phone 999. If you witness someone being attacked, raped, whatever it is, phone 999. What do you think is going to happen based on what I just said? No one is coming to help. No one is coming to help. Let that sink in. Lots of you guys are on board with this anyway, but there's a lot of people out there who like to do as they're told, okay? And listen to the rules, suck it up. And unfortunately, those people who like listening to rules and like being told what to do, they're going to come unstuck when they phone 999 expecting a couple of police or whatever it is to turn up within minutes and look after them. No one's going to come. They won't be able to come in time, if not at all. All right. So let that sink in. All right. This is the world we are now living in. All right. And that is just a very small example. God knows what it's like all over the UK in different areas. Okay. It'd be interesting to find out. Now, what I could do is I could do a generic email just to say a freedom of information request. I used to do that quite a lot. All right. Do a freedom of information request and send it to every district all over the UK. Just get all of their email addresses. I don't know, probably hundreds of them, and just fire off their email. And just to get an idea how many current serving police officers there are in them districts. That will give us a true fact of how many police are out there looking after us. And don't forget, the police officers are supposed to protect us, okay, against anything. What police officers actually do is protect the government, and we're secondary, evidently, on this. That's my opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, that's my opinion, and everyone's entitled to their opinion, okay? Mike, weapon collector, hi mate. Yeah, before we crack on, after this live stream terminates, roughly around 9:30 this evening, I'm going to be going straight over to Mike, which is weapon collector. He's the moderator in the chat right now. His name is in blue with the spanner. I'm going to be going over to the chat there. So if anyone wants to join over and chat about some fun stuff, etc., it's a good way to kick back on a Friday. And we see it as our little online pub. Okay, so there's people, haha, the Spyroverse, haha, awesome. Yeah, I've done a little bit of work for Mike about that, but I'm not saying anymore. I don't want to break the Spyroverse spell, should we say. Don't worry, it's an in-house joke. So that is scary. So moving along from that, right? It's pretty regular now for police officers to be working 82 hours a week. 82 hours a week. Now, I worked abroad in the Middle East. I was out there for a month contract, and we was doing 7 in the morning till 7 at night, 12-hour days, 7 days a week, right? That works out at 84 hours a week. I done that for a month without any time off, no break. And after that, it was nice to just chill out for a day. You know, it's a lot of hours. So if you're doing that over prolonged periods of time, okay, 82 hours, whatever it is, a week, can you imagine how much that's going to affect your family life, your mental health, your physical health? There's not much time for rest and recuperation, etc. A lot of the police are heavily stressed at the moment. UK Prepper Man, hi dude, good to see you. I wouldn't like to put myself in a police officer's shoes in this day and age right now, okay? There's lots of police, believe it or not, who are awake to what's going on. They absolutely hate the idea of upholding these ridiculous laws and rules and mandates and all these sort of things, okay? Lots of police are up to their eyes and hate it. And also, I'm not going to mention the officer's name who's currently serving right now. He actually said to me that they have been advised to use pronouns, if you understand what that is, in all emails. Okay, so let that sink in too. Lots of us, especially in this chat right now, are against all of his pronoun stuff. Okay, it's absolutely disgusting. Personally, I'm against every single thing against that pronoun stuff, all of that transphobia, whatnot, blah blah. Right? I do not buy into that at all, and I'm guessing lots of you guys don't. Okay, so that was scary. Now, this was from the same source, the same police officer. He said about his article that he found. Now, when I looked into it, I double checked it to make sure that it was correct. And indeed, yeah, this does look like it's going to happen. Has anyone heard of a group called Animal Rebellion? Animal Rebellion. Okay. It's a new one on me, I'll be honest. So I looked into it. And basically, they're trying to sort of move in with a vegan activist group. Okay. So this is where I think humanity is absolutely just dissolving. Okay. Humanity is just dissolving into silliness. It really is. We can all feel it. We can all see it. We've all got eyes, ears, brains. Okay. So we can all see how this is all playing out. And if anyone thinks, this is absolutely normal, it's fine, nothing's going to happen, you're probably watching the wrong channel right now. But this is just my opinion, my research, and listen to friends who are actually frontline and they're telling me what they're seeing. All right. All I'm doing is relaying information. Take it or leave it. Okay. That's how it is. So what is going to be planned is in September. Now, you remember me talking lots about things happening in October. So October, you're going to be seeing like fuel increases again. You're going to be seeing energy prices skyrocket. I was told 40%, 50%. They're still undecided of how it's going to pan. So basically, if you're paying £100 a month for your electricity bill, that's going to be between £180 and £200, just like that. So where the hell are you going to find that money from? With the food prices going up, with the fuel prices going up, absolutely bonkers. So check this out. September, they plan on gathering 500 plus, so it could go way over 500, to shut down the milk and dairy supply to all supermarkets here in the UK. Let that sink in. Okay, this has never happened before. This is going to be the first time, and lots of us enjoy dairy products. Okay, milk, butter, margarine, cheese, yogurts, cream, all of that stuff is going to be heavily affected in September. It doesn't say when in September, but it's going to be in that month. They plan to disrupt. So 7 to 14 days with no milk in the UK. Okay. So if I was in your shoes, I would get some UHT milk. Okay. I would get some milk powder. Now, I've had a big problem trying to find dried milk where I live in the middle of nowhere in Wales. Okay, I've only got access to 2 supermarkets within travel reason. Okay, none of them do dried milk. So I've still got some in my preps, but they're going out of date. So there is a potential issue with those smelling a bit cheesy. Okay, because it's happened to me before. So let me reiterate what I just said. Okay, September, 500 activists from Animal Rebellion plan to shut down all milk and dairy supplies to all supermarkets here in the UK. Okay, I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's what they're planning on doing. Okay, so no milk for 7 and 14 days. So with that in mind, make sure that you've got enough milk and dairy products to get you through that time. Okay, don't be one of them people to go to the supermarket one day. Oh, I've got no cheese at home. I've got no cheese. There's no cheese in the shop, because everyone's just gone on day one and just bought all the cheese, bought all the milk. Okay, because once the stuff on the shelves is gone, there's no supplies coming in. Okay, there's no restock for about 2 weeks. How scary is that? So what I would do is I would probably give it mid-August. I would probably get enough cheese to get you through them 2 weeks, enough margarine or butter. Okay, yogurts if you like that. Try and get the best dates obviously that you can. Fresh milk, just keep getting it right up until the day. Probably get as much as you think you can drink and use before it goes out of date, and keep it in the fridge. Like I just said, yeah, Faye, well done. You can freeze milk apparently, so If you're going to freeze milk, personally, what I would do is I would open the top, drink some or use some, make sure you've got a bit of space in there, put the lid back on, because when things freeze, they expand, all right? So you don't want it blowing up or cracking everywhere. So yeah, if you've got room in your freezer, most of us have got filled up freezers. So if you can find room in your freezer for 4 pints of milk or whatever, absolutely go for it. So that's my advice. Stock up. You've heard it here. September, all right? So mid-August, start thinking about getting stuff. You can freeze cheese apparently too, but apparently when it falls out, it goes a bit crumbly like chalk. So it's up to you whether you want to go down that road. Apparently a lot of supermarkets do it, especially with that mature stuff. You cut into that, it's like bloody ridiculous chalk. Right, okie dokie. So we're looking across the field now, which is very, very weird. This was what's going on in America. And you know where I say usually things happen in America, it comes over to here at some point. Eggs have gone up 33%. Can you believe that? Do you remember hearing like stories from World War II, rationing? They used to have egg powder. Now, does anyone know where you can get egg powder from? I haven't had a look myself yet. But if anyone is thinking about getting some egg powder in the chat right now, you could check out the chat and find out where the hell would you get powdered egg. Butter up 21%. So look at this. Flour 19%. Chicken 18%. Milk 16%. So most of us consume all of them on a regular basis, I assume. Okay. So yeah, 33% for eggs, 21% for butter, 19% for flour, 18% for chicken, and 16% for milk. So that is going to make your shop go up a bit more on top of fuel prices. Now, speaking of fuel prices, a strange one. We've actually noticed a small drop in the price of diesel. Okay. So it was hovering just under £2. It's funny because near where I work in Bilf, Wales, we've got 2 petrol stations right opposite each other on this main road. Okay. One of them's Co-op, one of them's Texaco. Co-op's usually the most expensive out of the 2 on a regular basis. So what we've noticed is that stayed at £2 all the time, and the Texaco one went down to 196.9. So I thought, okay, so obviously that was packed. The Co-op one was practically empty for about a week when this happened. And then the other day it dropped down to 195.9. So can anyone tell me what the fuel prices are with diesel and petrol, if you feel you want to? How much it is what you're seeing where you are? Because I've heard someone else. Now, let me go to emails. I want to go into emails now because I'm getting quite a few emails coming to the funky Intel inbox. Okay. So let me switch. There we go. Let me switch over to encrypted on. Protection on. Right, let me see. Where have you got? So what's the date now? The 15th. So we're going to go right back. Oh yeah, thanks ever so much for the few people that has offered to collect the chainsaw for my friend to bring it up to me. All 4 of you, really appreciate that. And also I had one guy come into the shop, said he's going to be over Gatwick Airport for a few days, so he can probably pick it up. So apparently the guy who's kindly given me the chainsaw, which is really going to help us out, especially for winter, has offered to actually bring it up here in Wales. Hopefully he still can. That's coming in a week or 2 maybe. So that was just the emails there. Right, okay. Right, let me see. Look at all these emails. You guys are amazing, just blowing me away with these emails. No, this is from a guy called Andy. I'm not going to mention his full name. Our fuel prices have been decreasing this week in Cumbria. Someone else has had lower diesel prices. Our local Sainsbury's from 198 down to 197, 195. Now it's currently at 191. 0.9 for diesel. Okay, so that's in Cumbria at Sainsbury's. So that's 191. Wow, and that's crazy because it's only like this is what's called normalization, right? If I would have said that, say, a month, 2 months ago, you'd go 191. I'm not paying that. It's extortionate. Now it's deemed as cheap. Can you see how normalization works? If they do it for a certain amount of time and people come around to accept that as how it is, then they moan and bitch about it, but they still fill it up. So yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Right, let me see. There's another one. This was from AKP. Here we go. Petrol in Newcastle upon Tyne, a place called Bike 185.7, and diesel is 194.7. That's at Morrison's Garage. Tesco. Now this is back onto the food we was talking about earlier. Tesco, Newcastle upon Tyne in Biker. The rice stocks are low. Nothing larger than 1 kilo bags at the minute. So there's been a run on rice over there. Bacon grill completely out of stock. So I'm sorry for telling everyone to go and get bacon grill, and they just run out up there. But yeah, I believe every prepper who's worth their salt should have bacon grill in their house, 100%. Right, moving on through the email. AKP says World Food Oil has been taking the hammering lately. Low stock in the whole general area. Now, when I used to live down south, I used to go to Asda, and their World Food section was brilliant. I used to love wandering around there. And the amount of things that you can get from different countries around the world, even though it's been imported into the UK, is still cheaper than the UK stuff. And you don't mind trying a few tins and a few packets as you go through, testing all this sort of stuff out. And things like chickpeas and all the other rice and beans and things like that, absolutely fine. And in some cases, the quality is better too. The chickpeas were bigger, loads of different things. So yeah, World Food Oils are absolutely awesome. So let me have a look. Wow, I'm trying to look at the chat and it's insane. We've got 204 people. Welcome, everybody. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it if you come out of the chat for 1 second, hit the thumbs up, done. You've only got to do it once. And like I say, all this does is it ensures people who watch the replay, who's not able to make it here live, they can actually read through the chat and to see exactly what's going on in our country. Now, I love doing this because not only do we all get to see a general idea of what is truly happening in our country, because I would assume that not many people on here read newspapers on a daily basis. That's proper asleep stuff, in my opinion. But there again, if you can use your filters, read the newspapers by all means, and try and decipher, because there are some elements of truth in there, and there are some little tiny nuggets hidden away which often come to pass in the near or distant future. All right, so to some extent, the mainstream stuff is okay because, like I said, there's hidden stuff in there. Dave, hello, buddy. Good to see you, mate. Dave's in the house from London. I really hope you move out of London, Dave. You've been saying it for a long time now. I'm getting worried about you, mate, because in October time, things are going to start getting a bit crazy in the city. Right, so well, I don't know what you're going to do, but you've got to get your ass out of the city. And that goes to anyone who's got a will and a way. Do what you can to get out of Urbanville. Look at this. Pure Blood. Hey, Funky. Yeah, all the way hype. Pure Blood there. Yeah, look at this. I don't know if anyone can see that. Yeah. Midgies, where we went out camping. Man, we got eat to shit, I'll tell you. Oh, my days. So I'm just going through the chat now. So if anyone's got any questions, can you put it in capital letters? That would be really appreciated because I'll get to Funky Box. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. Yeah, if anyone's got any question, can you put it in capital letters? Because I'm breezing through and I can see them easier to read, okay? Bjorn, Apologies. Midges are very nasty. Oh man, I'll tell you what. Like I said, I'm gonna be once I finish this live stream, um, and once I've been on the chat on Mike Weapon Collector's channel after this. When bedtime comes, I should imagine it's going to be 11, 11:30, something like that. I'm probably going to be uploading the two-part overnight camp that I done. We went out to an Armageddon landscape on our own, and we filmed the camp there for 24 hours. And we absolutely got attacked by midges, myself and Lee. And we actually used, for the first time, one of those mosquito head nets. And let me tell you this, if any of you guys haven't got mosquito head nets in your kit, please get some. Because we would have indexed the whole thing. We would have just left. It was that bad, okay? And no amount of any sprays or any food. And do you know what one of the biggest myths are, which not many people talk about, is smoky fire. We had a huge big roaring fire, loads of driftwood, etc., because it was by water. But it was quite far away, but you know, midges didn't seem to care. They're everywhere, whether it's water or not. It's mosquitoes that like water. And we lit this huge fire, and it rained on and off throughout the day. So I got loads bin liners full of bracken, and I chucked it on there. And we had one of those escape and evasion signal fires. It was smoke everywhere. And guess what? Them midges didn't give a damn shit, right? Smoky fires, right? Midges don't do anything. All right. So if you think that's going to help, it won't. All the smoky fire is going to do is attract attention to where you are, and you've had it. GB, hi, good to see you. Here we go. Look at this, Margaret. Someone's actually left a message in capital letters. Is there any freeze-dried food at stock in the bug out shop? Yes, there is. There's loads of it actually. But what Lee's decided to do is to take most of it offline and keep it for the preppers who actually come into the store. But what I could do is if you send me a message on Instagram, a private message if you're on Instagram, if you can, that'd be great. If not, stick it in the email address. So it's the funkyintel@outlook.com. You send me an email there, I can read it. Ask me what you want, and or I can tell you what we've got, and then we can go from there. But yeah, we have got some freeze-dried food. We've got it in the pouches, and we've got 3 different pouches now. Basically, we've got a cheap, middle of the road, and an expensive one. The expensive ones go up to 1,000 calories in a pouch. They're huge. So yeah, we've got all sorts, and we've got the tins, and we've got these big 2-kilo tubs of freeze-dried food. So yeah, we're pretty good at the bug out. Right, let me see what else we got here. Right. No, any cheap freeze dryers. Freeze dryers cheap. Good luck with that. If you're talking at least £2,000. Funny you should say that, because my friend who ordered that freeze dry machine, do you remember me saying a few months back, that's actually coming on the 18th. In 3 days' time, he's going to be receiving his massive industrial freeze dry machine all the way from America. Okay. Now, what he plans to do is he plans to spend the day with it, trying to work it out. Once he's a filly with that, he's going to invite me over. I'm going to go over to there to see what it's all about. I'll probably do a short video, like a short on YouTube, maybe some pictures and a little video on Instagram too, because what we are trying to do is set up a community sharing of this freeze dry machine. So how we can think of doing it is people prep their own food, make their way to Brecon in the middle of Wales, and just use it for 24 hours. And I think the only charge is going to be for the electricity it uses. Okay. So very minimal cost, and you can freeze dry a lot of food. And lots of you know if you freeze dry stuff, it's going to be at least 20 to 30 years. All right. So if you've got an allotment and you're growing clean, organic fruit and vegetables, if you get that prepped literally as soon as you can before heading over to freeze drying it, you're going to lock in all of those key energetic ingredients. Okay. Not many people realize this, but when you buy fruit and vegetables from the supermarket, whether it's organic or not, that was picked out of the ground or off the tree or whatever it is, a long time before you get your grubby little mitts on it in a supermarket. If you if you grow your own food, you'll know what I'm talking about. Excuse me. And don't let me forget, 9 o'clock, it's beer o'clock. We're going to try and do that every Friday, all right? So, yeah, if you grow your own fruit and veg, if you do it organically, without pesticides, so look into companion planting, you can plant different flowers in and around your crops, and they will keep most of the bugs away, keep the weeds down, etc. It's a really good way to do it without putting chemicals and sprays and rubbish all over your food. You pick it out of the ground, you prep it there and then, straight to the freeze dryer, and you'll lock in, you will freeze dry in all of those key nutrients. So every hour from when that fruit or vegetable has been picked, it's losing all of its essential ingredients. Okay, so you can imagine, the nutritional value of what you get from supermarkets. All right. So yeah, if anyone wants to send some messages for me to read out on here, can you do it on capital letters? If not, the super chat, that actually works because that comes up in big colors and there's no way it can be missed, because we have got 205 people in the chat. Excellent. If you can hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so already, fantastic. Also, if you're new here, welcome. We try and do this every Friday to get a grips of what's going on in the UK. If you want to keep updated with all of these, sometimes I might try and do little live streams throughout the week as well if I can fit it in. Make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You have to make sure that that bell has been clicked, because otherwise you won't get notified and you might forget and you'll miss it, and then you have to watch it and catch up. Then you won't be able to do comments in the chat. Okay, so here we go. This is from Lee. Apart from milk, cheese and butter, what else do you freeze? If anything packet form. Okay, so yeah, you can freeze most things, to be honest. Let me see. If you're doing vegetables, so what I've discovered a few years back, what they recommend you do is they blanch your veg. Okay, so you pick it out of the ground, you prepare it, you bring the water to the boil, you put them in there, count for 30 seconds or so, take them out, let them dry, let them cool, then you can freeze them. Okay, if you are going to freeze them and you're going to be looking after 6 months, I would recommend that you get a vacuum sealer, okay, and you suck all of the air out of that packet, because what you could have freezer burn. And if you get freezer burn over time, it will start eating into your produce. Okay, so veg, you can do fruit as well. A good way to do fruit is to blend it, puree it or whatever, put it into tiny little bags, get all the air out of it. You can freeze them. Once it's defrosted, it's absolutely fine. Garlic's a good one. I remember one year I had about, Christ, how many garlics did I have? I think about 86 garlic, and they all come out massive. They've done really well. And I had so much. I dried some of them, I hung some of them up, and I've done experiments. And I spent probably about 4 hours peeling and preparing all of these garlic cloves, and I just put them in a big blender. And then once that was all done, trust me, the smell was insane. It'll take the roof of your nose out. I'll put it into ice cube trays. Okay, put it into an ice cube tray, plastic bag over it, in the freezer, and they were absolutely fine over a year later. So all you do is you'll be doing your spaghetti bolognese, etc. So all of your beef, your mince and your herbs, onions, mushrooms, peppers, all that stuff's cooking away for about an hour or so. Then you just pop a couple of these little ice cubes of garlic in there. Absolutely fresh as it was the day it was frozen. So yeah, there's a few things you can freeze. Someone else, and she says, I heard sugar will become harder to get. Yeah, do you know what? I've actually noticed that in Tesco's getting a lot lower than what it usually is. Usually you have pallets and you have silver spoon and all the rest of it piled up there. But yeah, that's probably gone down by half. And I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling that sugar lasts for years. Okay, even if it says, oh, it went out of date last year, you can still use it. Okay, it'll probably be hard in a block. So what you do is you smash it around and it will return to its granulated form. Very easy. The one thing that I would recommend if you're going to be storing sugar for a prolonged period of time, i.e. over a year, okay, try your best to keep it away from any odors. Okay, so think about it. You've got a paper bag with sugar. Okay, and sugar's a bit like salt, it attracts moisture. So it's in a paper bag and it's on a shelf and it's near something that smells, I don't know, like a washing machine or a tumble dryer or whatever it is, that will slowly leach into the sugar. My opinion, the two best containers to store sugar would be glass or stainless steel. Try and make it as airtight as possible. If you can, put an oxygen absorber in there and fill it right up so there's minimal air space right up to the top. Oxygen absorber, stuff it in there, put the lid on, and that will be good for years. Okay, so sugar, yes, it will be hard to get. Also honey. All right, so if you haven't got any raw local honey, go on the lookout. Now, for years it's been around £5 a jar. Up here in Wales, they're taking the rice, they're charging £8 for a £1 jar, which is shocking. Because in my opinion, I don't think you have to feed bees, they do it themselves. So I'm used to paying £5 for good raw local honey with all of the key ingredients in there. And like I said, if you're going to be putting raw honey into a hot drink, think about it, okay? If you put raw honey over 60 degrees Celsius, it will kill off 90% of all of the good bacterial products in there, good bacteria, okay? So what I would do is, if you're having coffee, I would wait for it to cool down a little. Every now and again, just dip your finger in it, and once it starts to get between lukewarm and sort of medium, okay, not really, really hot. Or if you want to, put a thermometer in there if you really want to check it out. But anything below 60 degrees C, whack that raw honey in. It won't lose any of its properties, and you can enjoy your lovely coffee with good honey, okay? Honey is good for all sorts of things. If you've got a cut, you can put it on the cut and it will stop bacterial infections. You won't get that with the cheap squeezy stuff. It has to be raw, organic, local honey. And the reason I say local honey is the bees are going around the area where you live. Okay, so all of that stuff in your environment is going to be good inside you too. Right, so let's go through. So yeah, if anyone wants to put into the chat, can you stick it in capital letters? That'd be good. 4x4 fella, hi buddy. I've just seen your name right there. Absolute lifesaver at the prep meet. Well done for that again. And she says small peck chopped pork tins £1 in Iceland. Yeah, go careful with that. Oh, I can't remember how much I was getting them for. Under £2 for the great big 300-gram tins. Actual fact, bear with me. Oh, yeah. Now, there is a small tin of peck. I don't know why my phone comes out back to front, but I know it's not coming out back to front. And there are the other ones. And you see the size difference, okay? Now, I can't remember how much I paid for this now, but I think it's like $150 or something. It wasn't a lot of money. So as you can see on there, that's with the sun 300 grams, and you got 170 in there. So not too bad, but yeah, 90% pork. I don't know why, but that's got reduced fat in there. That was a bit of an error. I just got it because it was different, because I don't usually see the small tins. I got lots of these, okay? Now, if anyone has not had peck pork, it's absolutely awesome. It really, really is. 90% pork. There's lots of fats, there's lots of salts in there, okay? Everything the body needs. So we're heading up to 9 o'clock now. So something different for the live stream. Now, does anyone want to see a couple of knives? Any of you guys who like your knives? Beer. Yeah, beer's coming soon after the knives. That's why I'm doing the knives first. Right. Knife porn time. There you go. Are you ready for this? My latest acquisition. Check that out. Handmade by a very good friend of mine, Dell of Weber Handmade. All right. An absolute legend. One of the top knife makers in the UK. Check that out. Isn't she a beaut? It's getting a bit blurry, isn't it? But yeah. Tanto. That's super hardened as well. Now, one of the briefs, because he asked me how I wanted it. And I said, no, my cut handles, nice and clean like my other CRF one. And the brief was, I wanted that tip to be strong enough, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to go through fuel tanks. Okay? So just in case, if things go bad, I want that tip to be strong, all right? You look at the drop on there. Yeah, beautiful. Fuller. And yeah, man, it's check out the plunge line. Absolutely mint. Razor sharp. And that, yeah, you've got to be very careful there. You don't hurt yourself on there. So that handle, I actually love the handle. That was part of the Craig Ruby. It was in US law enforcement, worked in collaboration with Dell to come up with a fighting knife. This is the CRF1 Tanto. I've got the other CRF1 in a safe place, all right? So it's a nice bit of knife porn. So lots of you guys like knives. And Dell's work is awesome. And there's the sheath. Absolutely locks in there like you wouldn't believe. And a nice big thumping thick lump of leather on there too for a belt loop. So his logo, the DRK, is there. And in fact, look at that, you can get some nice close-ups now. That is one beast. Super hardened steel too. But for retention, it's insane. Look at this. You really got to whack it in there, okay? So, absolutely loving this. The second one, some of you guys have probably seen this before, I had this years. It's one of our go-tos. And look at that. Yeah, we're 2.5 minutes away from beer time. I haven't forgotten. Now, a Falkniven A1 issued to the Swedish Special Forces. As you can see, I've used it for a while, okay? It's an absolutely awesome knife. That handle is fantastic. The pummel on the back there. And because it's quite a large knife, I always put a hand lanyard on there. And in the latest overnight video I've done, I actually show people how to make the hand lanyard, all right, to make it safe. All right, you drop that, it just hangs there, okay? Very important. If you're doing chopping, you're going to be using at the back a lot of weight, especially with the belly of the blade. It's a nice drop point on there, swedged. It's VG10 steel, laminated, hard as hell. And you can probably see the close-ups of the steel there, how much it's been laminated. Sweet blade, absolutely sweet blade. And you can see how lean that grind is. Absolutely wicked blade. So I brought that off of a guy called Luke, Outdoor Enthusiast 101. I paid £100 for this, an absolute steal, because it was in practically brand new condition when I got it. They're the guys who do it. Right there. It's the Falkniven A1 knife. Now, what I've done with my knife on here, let's put that in there, is I've put ferro rod. I've got some gaffer tape, Ranger bands. I've got some wet fire in there, and I've also got a DC4 sharpener on the back, which is inside there, and a little striker. Okay, so rather than use the spine of the knife, I've got a piece of it's only a little stainless steel ruler, just cut down. Works great for striking the ferro rod on there. All right, that one there. which an inch, that was a Strike Fire. I think that was made in the UK back in the day. So that's absolutely awesome. So yeah, I don't know how much they are new, but like I say, I paid £100 second hand for it, and that is an absolute bargain, an absolute steal. Seriously good bit of kit. So there's the two knives. So look at the time. It's drinky time. So I've got my little bottle opener there. A really cool pagan solid pewter. Absolutely heavy as anything, that is. That weighs a lot. It also doubles as a good Coubertin, if you're that way inclined. Right. Oh, it's only been in the fridge for an hour. It's nice and cold already. So there we go. If you've got a beer at home or whatever, crack one open, join me for a drink. I love that stuff. Herefordshire, just up the road from where I am, so nice and local. So we moved that squash. That's just been checkmated by some real drink. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's nice. GB Hennessy. Don't. Hennessy XO is my absolute favourite. It's so expensive I can't afford it anymore. Hennessy XO is awesome. Yeah, fair play for saying that. Cheers, geezer. Anyone make us a trench knife? Oh, you're going to get banned saying that on here, you naughty boy. Let me see. So, yeah. Cheers, Mike. Good blades there, mate. What I could do is next week I'll get some different ones out because I don't want to. What's that? Scal. That's Björn. That's got to be cheers, I'd say. Wicked. What steel is on that one? Oh, is that the? I'm guessing by the time frame that's the Falknivel one. The steel on that is VG10, Victor Golf 10. Right, look into VG10 laminated steel. Absolutely hard as hell. It's a high quality stainless steel, and it's seriously hard. I'll smash that to hell, and there's not one chip in it. It's really, really good quality. Like I was saying, there's no way that they're going to not issue that to the Swedish air service and special forces if it's going to be crap. And they're really, really good. Okay, Falknivel has got a great pedigree. I'm sure Mike could agree. Yeah, cool. So, any questions from you guys in capital letters, please? I'm here to help. Somebody says, Peck does pork, chicken, and ham. Yeah, someone told me that Peck do chicken. I'll have to keep my eyes out for that. Someone did give me a tin of cooked chicken pieces, I think, from Costco. I think Costco do their own. I've not tried it yet. I'm reluctant to try it because I don't like to use tins. I like to store them rather than eat them. Well, look at that. Fair play. Beer o'clock in. Cheers, everybody. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, in actual fact, I'm reading through the comments now, and Björn's come up with a good one. Taking care of your health and eating lots of meat, fish, and vegetables is important now. It's an investment. Yeah, for sure. You're trying to avoid all of that junk if you can. I mean, sometimes people, now and again, if they're in a rush and there's no choice or whatever, it's a good little thing, if you're really in a hurry. But generally, try and eat healthy. It does pay off dividends for sure. Here we go. Look, I can see this happening as well. CCTV user. Iceland and Lidl are my go-to now. Wouldn't dream of going to Asda or Tesco. Well, yeah, because when you look at the, I'll tell you what you could do. If you can go to Aldi or Lidl, go around there write down or remember or whatever it is, the items that you see in there, um, if they're available there, because if you probably get most of everything in Aldi's and Lidl's, um, and actually do an alternative shop. So rather than go to Tesco's or Asda or Morrison's or Sainsbury's or wherever it is that you guys shop, okay, get the same things but get them from Aldi and Lidl and do taste comparisons. Don't go mad. If it's tin stuff, just get one tin of each. All right, get it all, and then over the next week or two, try it out and do some comparisons as well. So if you look at your tin of baked beans from Aldi's, which is what 30p or something like that, maybe less. You compare it to an Asda's one. All right, look at the ingredients, look at the drained weight, look at the protein content, look at the E numbers and sugars and that sort of thing, and just weigh it up, try them, and then make your decision on that. If you're happy with it and what the ingredients are, etc., then yeah, you will save a lot of money if you went to Aldi and Lidl. I think that's getting very popular now. So that's good advice, actually. Let me see. You see Prepper Granny in the house. Good to see you again, sweetie. Tulip tinned chicken, 200 grams, is £1.75 in Tesco. Oh, I'll have to keep that. Tulip tinned chicken. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Don't think I've had tinned chicken. It's always been like a spam variant. Canned deer meat. Wow, yeah. Fair play. Here we go. Jim Morrison. What O2 oxygen absorbers do you swear by? A lot of crappy ones around. Someone else asked me this. I think it was on Instagram. I might be able to find out for you now. Do you know, I wish I could do a screen share, but I think what I might do is one of these days go to StreamYard. Every time I think of trying it, it's always about an hour before a live stream, and I didn't want to balls it all up by doing that. So I'm going to need to find time and learn how live stream works with that. Oh, come on. Oh, for God's sake. Right, eBay, screw you. All this two-step verification. But no, the ones I use, actually, I can show you. No, she said I'd tidy up again. I'm going to kill her. I've got no idea where they are. But maybe on the next live stream. I've got them on eBay. I think they're CCs 100s or 200s. I can't quite remember. But no, if I remember, I'll get back to you on that next week. Because I'm not going to go out there for 20 minutes. No way. Right. Let me see. Don't forget to like the stream. Yeah, thanks for that, Metallic Reality. That's cool. If everyone hits the thumbs up, that's awesome. Very good indeed. Peck is made in Norwich. Wow, I got the chicken one from B&M. Do you know what? I only recently found out that there's a B&M in Brecon. And Brecon, hi Gary, RTJ, good to see you, mate. Always good to see you. There's a B&M in Brecon. So Brecon's about, 22 miles away from me. So it's a fair trip. So what I'm going to do is the next time I head down there to take care of business and a few other things, I might swing by there and look into B&M. I haven't been in B&M since September last year. So yeah, there's a lot of missing out. We used to get a lot more preps than B&M. The main things I liked about B&M was those curries that they do, Indi, I-N-D-I. They do some really good curry sauces in there. They used to do some good, I think it was like chickpeas and stuff like that in pouches. They were really good. What's this? This is called Evil Girl 87. Evil, eh? I say. I made a boo-boo. I didn't keep eye on tins and jars, so got to go shopping. Okay. Bjorn, sorry. I'll keep on saying that. Don't buy it if it says mystery meat. Yeah, did you hear about there apparently I tried to check it, but Twitter's a pain in the ass. If anyone's on Twitter, I really sympathise with you. That's an absolute pain in the balls platform Twitter is. I can't stand it. It's a bloody nightmare. Apparently, the WEF, if you know what I'm talking about, they done a tweet saying that you'll own nothing and be happy, and there will be no more meat. And had a big picture of some steak getting cut up. So it's obvious that they're actually putting messages out there now that they don't want us to eat meat, but they would happily eat it for themselves. So how does that make you feel? Right. Another thing, before I forget to mention this, now I don't know if any of you go abroad in this day and age. It's probably quite expensive to do so in the current climate, but Heathrow Airport has made it to 100,000 flights a day, no more. Okay, that's a max. Probably not a day, actually. I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. So yeah, they're limiting air traffic, which is a scary thing. All right. Also, with the resignations from the government over last week, absolutely unprecedented in the history of politics. The Italian Prime Minister has just resigned. Okay. So it's quite funny because when he resigned, their economy, their interest rates just went up 1%. So it looks like there's a theme here. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's lots of government members, ministers, especially in the financial fields of government, they are all leaving their posts. Lots of the CEOs, top CEOs around the planet, quit their jobs 2020. Lots of them invested heavily into space programs, etc. So yeah, there's loads of stuff going on behind the scenes. But historically, what tends to happen when prime ministers resign and the financial part of government steps down, especially when you see inflation wobbling on the rise, there usually signifies that there's going to be some sort of financial crash on the horizon. Okay, so that is absolutely scary as hell, because that's one of the reasons why I'll keep an eye on the markets. Because if you see great big jumps, I'm looking at it now again, and yeah, look, UK gas nearly down 14%. That's going to go up big time when everyone starts using gas more in the winter time. So yeah, there's going to be some big waves in the shop market, I think, at some point soon. How soon? I haven't got a crystal ball. I wish I did. Yeah, it's going to affect a lot of people, and people buying and selling houses as well. That's going to have an impact soon as well. Yeah, that property market, that's a scary game. Serious. I mean, if they jump the base rate from half of a percentage point, if they jump it up to 1%, that basically means double what you owe every month for the mortgage. Say if you're paying £500 a month for your mortgage, and they jump it to 1%, all of a sudden you're going to be paying £1,000 a month. Now, where the hell is anyone going to find that sort of money? So, yeah, scary times. Mortgage. Don't forget, if you don't understand what mortgage means, break it down. Mort gauge. 2 words in Latin, death grip. Got you on a death grip. Don't get a mortgage. If you have, try and get out of it. Right. Let me see. Indie grand sources are in Home Bargains as well. Home Bargains. Yes, that's the other one I was remembering. Home Bargains. Do you know what? I was actually thinking of Home Bargains, not B&M. No, I stand corrected. Thanks for that, Lee. Yeah, I prefer Home Bargains to B&M any day of the week. B&M's okay, but if I had a choice, yeah, Home Bargains all day long. Another good place on the high street, if you don't know it already, is a place called Savers. I don't know if you've got that in your area, but what I'd done a long time ago was I stocked up. This is just when the issue started. It made me really, really seriously look into my preps. Okay, I'm a parent now, so I've got a family, And that's my #1 priority, keeping them healthy, happy, and safe. So what I decided to do, I went through the whole inventory of my stuff, and it went on for ages. I tried to put it in sectors to make it easy to navigate. So I decided to go through medical, then I went into hygiene. Now, hygiene is important. Now, I don't know if any of you have actually considered this, but I made sure, this is for me and my family, that I've got enough toothbrushes to last probably 3 years, maybe 4 years, okay? A toothbrush for me would probably last about 5 or 6 months. Um, the way my son's going through them, it's every month. Toothpaste. I've got a toothpaste to last us all for about 2.5 years, maybe more actually, because I've got some more before I moved up here. Soap. There's enough soap there for 3 years. Shower gel. I did have about a year's worth. That's down to about 6 months now, so I need to stock up again. But no, basic things like that. Okay. Don't worry too much about toilet roll. Okay. If you run out of toilet roll and the supermarkets haven't got any, just find any old t-shirts or whatever, right? Just cut pieces of material, get it wet, use that, clean it off. I know it's gross, but hey, we're human beings. We need to step away from this bubble wrap, mollycoddle. We're human beings. We create smelly stuff. Okay? Be an adult, grow up, deal with it. Okay? Don't worry about toilet paper and washing it down the toilet. If any of you have never had a poo in the outdoors, it'll be a shock when you do, because you'll actually smell yourself. All right. Don't forget, the second it leaves the clacker and it hits the water, the smell's gone. When you're outdoors, the smell's still there. That is how it is. All right. Another good thing as well is in the outdoors, dock leaves are fantastic. Dock leaves, they can grow anything from there to about here and about like that wide. So yeah, get yourself a big handful of dock leaves. Check them top and bottom, because the ones I picked up, all underneath, there's those little eggs underneath of insects. So you can still use it, but on the other side. So yeah, it's all good. So yeah, look into your hygiene preps, okay? Because what I didn't want to do is to go to Tesco's and find out, oh my God, there's no bloody toothbrushes, or there's a shortage of whatever, because it seems to be every day that there's a shortage of something, right? So yeah, I've made sure that our hygiene is good for like 3 or 4 years now. So as we start using it, I'll just go out there and get another like 3 or 4 months worth and just add to it. So I've always got that 3 or 4 years worth there all the time. Don't forget, soap lasts forever, toothpaste lasts forever, toothbrushes last forever. It's all good. Let me see. The toothpaste that I used was you get in Savers. It's that hemp. It's in a gold tube. It's only about £1 a tube. It's got no fluoride rubbish in there. It's seriously good. Let's have a look at the comments. What's this? Real men only use stinger nettles. No, you can leave that out, son. I'm not putting that down there. God, where do you think I'm from, sir? Prickly bottom. Right, rings thing. Oh yeah, people having a laugh. Right, okay. Don't throw toothbrushes away. Use them to clean your kit. Yeah, that's another good thing, Gary. I'll tell you what. I'll bet you any money when you type that, you was thinking of cleaning stuff with brass, weren't you? Been there, done that. No, Gary's absolutely right on there. If you've got a toothbrush and it's so far beyond it, don't chuck it, keep it, because it's good for cleaning. Tactical, good to see you, buddy. Hope everything's all right. It's really good to clean stuff, and it helps, Some of those places that you can't get to that really need cleaning, especially maintaining kit and equipment, toothbrushes are excellent, actually. All good in the hood. So let's go through all your questions now. If you can put it in capital letters, that'd be awesome. Here we go. Horace, property is one of the single best investments you can do. The price always recovers on an average. Yeah, that's partly true, but in the times that we're heading into, it could be dodgy. The analogy that I used was from another guy who looks into the markets. Was if you've got 3 houses on the street and they're all up for sale, the same sort of house, pretty much identical, right? One's at 310, one's at 300, one's at 290,000. Okay, the guy in the middle, £300,000 house, he wants to sell it and he's desperate. So what does he do? He drops it down to 280 to undercut for a quick sale. That house sells. The other guys are thinking, all the time our house is at this price, no one's going to buy them because that one just got snapped up at 280. So again, they drop theirs at 280. It sits there for a while, doesn't sell. I'm getting desperate. I need to move. I drop it down to 270. Then it sells. The one at 310 drops it down to 260. And so it gradually goes down. And that ethos, that theory spreads throughout that neighborhood. And once it starts getting picked up from estate agents, you'll see that trending all over the UK. So buying and selling in property, I predict a big housing crash coming up very soon. So if you've bought a house and a mortgage at a high rate recently, I hope that you've got a fixed rate because, or a tracker maybe. The tracker actually might not do it. A fixed rate, because when they put the prices up, your mortgages, well, if you can't afford it and you're living beyond your means, you could be in big trouble, right? So, yeah, guess what? That's right. Born Outside pulled it just right. The house analogy runs through trades too. So if you're in the stocks, it's exactly the same thing. Once you start getting panic in the markets, you watch them prices change. It's scary to see. I've actually seen it live. There's a guy I follow on YouTube now and again. It's in New York. It's crazy. Stock market live. Man, I've been on there sometimes when I was there when I saw nickel. That went through the roof. Man, you should have seen that. They actually shut the market. It was that scary. And that is just one commodity. So yeah, let me see. What is the wood supply like in your area for your stove, etc.? The wood supply, absolutely awesome. There's wood everywhere. Yes, I'm in the mountains and stuff, but there's forest all over the place, and lots of it comes down. Lots of people around there, they do own a fair bit of woodland. And I've asked two, I'm not gonna lie, two farmers who actually own them. And they said, yeah, help yourself to firewood if it comes down, but don't be cutting down trees. I said, no, if it comes down in storms, it's fine. So yeah, well, I'm waiting for my friend to send or come up with the chainsaw. Then that's cool. Margaret, well done. She's finished the mortgage in 2013. Congratulations. In actual fact, my father, he finished off paying the mortgage years before it was due to finish. Yeah, we really budgeted as a family when my mum was alive a long time ago. Yeah, we went without a lot. We didn't have any family holidays ever. Once the mortgage was paid off, we celebrated and we went to America for a month in California. That was in 1989 in September. What an amazing, October that was. That was seriously good. You know, what a relief to go through all that struggle. And then, you know, Dad, bless him, he took us out on a big family holiday. That was awesome. So yeah, you can do it if you budget and you don't get sidetracked by all these needless purchases, should we say. Here we go. This is interesting. Ashley Baker, he says egg powders, £24 for 1 kilo. Wow. 1 kilo of egg powder. Now, I wonder how many portions of scrambled egg on toast that £24 would do. Interesting. Maybe that needs looking into. But we're pretty okay for eggs where we are. Lots of people around here, they have lots of chickens and they sell off their eggs. We usually get in fresh organic eggs too. They're £1.20 for 6 eggs. And I'll tell you what, man, you notice the difference. We haven't brought any eggs from the supermarket since we've been here. It's been insane. The eggs are seriously good. But yeah, at some point when, you know, feed prices, and there's a lot of corn in feed prices. Feed for chickens. So yeah, when the sweet corn harvest, when it gets realised that there's not much of it, you watch the prices of chicken feed go up. Hence, eggs will too. So yeah, maybe it is a good thing to get powdered eggs. 211 people in the chat. Thanks ever so much if you can hit that thumbs up. That'd be awesome, because that'll make sure that everyone gets to read the messages in the chat. So yeah, Incidentally, if anyone wants to donate, there is pinned comment at the top for PayPal. That ensures that no money gets taken out. 100% money goes straight to the cause. If some of you, speaking of that, if some of you saw the video short that I've done recently, that we've actually made just over £1,000 for the Gurkhas. Now, how cool is that? I discovered it would be cool to actually do something for the Gurkhas, because they do put in a lot and they don't seem to get much back. Lots of veterans are struggling. Gurkhas have been in the British Army for an age, and I thought it's high time that they got a fair shout. So the Gurkhas that I trained with in my time in the military, absolutely excellent soldiers. Okay, really, really good. Enjoyed my time with those, and so I thought it's my little opportunity to raise some money. The prepper meat made £815. The rest of it come through PayPal. Like I said, it's in the top pinned comment. That ensures that all of the money goes straight into the PayPal, and then it's going to get transferred, and I'm going to make the wire transfer to the bank probably tomorrow afternoon. And the Gurkha's going to get that. They wanted to have some pictures. So if anyone was at the prepper meet, if anyone took any pictures or videos, especially of the raffle, that'd be good. Because I was hosting it, I didn't actually make any footage of that at all. So if anyone's got any photographs, you know, of all of the people by the van when we had all of the raffle prizes and clapping and all of that, if there's any photographs of that, can you whack it to the email? So that would be funkyintel@outlook.com. That would be seriously appreciated. Like I said, all of that money from PayPal went straight through there. The Super Chat money was awesome. That's all gone through. But the problem with Super Chat, I won't get that into my account till the end of the month. So I'm using my own money until then. And then when the Super Chat money clears, that will come through as well. There is an issue with Super Chat. I found out recently that YouTube stroke AdSense take 40%. So just say if £10 went in as a Super Chat thanks or a message, I would only get £6 out of it. So yeah, go figure. So that's why a lot of people tend to sort of pay these days through PayPal. It's fast, it's clean, and it's 100% providing you use friends and family. That is absolutely awesome. What we got here? Here we go. Gary RTJ. Scrambled eggs is one of my favourites, to be fair. Yeah, I do love scrambled eggs and smoky, streaky bacon on buttered real toast. A nice hot cup of tea. Now, that is cool. Right. I'm going to be calling it a day in about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to be heading over to the Weapon Collector. His name is Mike. He's on YouTube. Weapon Collector. Is it Weapon Collector or The Weapon Collector? I think it's just Weapon Collector. I'll be going in to a live stream on there. I'm not sure if it's going to be a Spyroverse today or tomorrow, but that is like an in-house joke. If you do decide to come along, you probably will be introduced to that strange Spyroverse. And look out for a part of me in that video too. It's going to be fun. So let me see. Now this is interesting. I've just seen this by Devon Steve. 1 ounce of pickling lime to 1 litre of water for glass eggs. Raw eggs in water. Now I was watching one of the USA prepper homestead channels. Oh, Spyroverse tomorrow. Oh, that's a shame. Got to wait another bloody 24 hours. That's a pig, isn't it? So yeah, water glassing eggs. So basically, you can either use glass, stainless steel, or food grade plastic container, as big as you want it to be. You get fresh eggs, but they must not be washed. Okay. Why would anyone want to wash an egg is beyond me anyway, because the shell of an egg is porous, so anything that goes onto that shell goes into the egg. So you literally, once the eggs are created, you keep them in a clean place, you put them in this container, and you put water and pickling lime. Now there's other words for the lime as well. It can get really confusing, and if you get that balance right, those fresh eggs will stay fresh for over a year, sometimes 2 years. Okay, so that's really, really cool to do. One thing you can do to ensure that you don't get any rotten eggs in there, Oi, Lee, if I missed anything, not really, mate. I'm finishing in 30 seconds. You want to work and watch a replay? I know you're a busy guy. You're funny. But yeah, what you can do is do the float test. So you get your egg, you put it in a container with water, and you watch it. If it sits on the bottom flat, that's a fresh egg. Okay. If it sits on the bottom and goes up like this, it's on its way to going off. And if the egg starts to float, don't use it. Get rid of it. Because what happens is if you put that in there, and you could just pick it out in a year's time and crack it open, that's going to ruin your dish, especially if you're baking. All right. Just imagine you put a dozen eggs in flour, and that's the last one you crack in. You've just wasted all the other 5 eggs and all that flour. So yeah, make sure that you float test your eggs before you're going to be what do they call it? Water backing eggs, I think they call it. Loads of different terms, but it's the same analogy. Pickled eggs, yeah, you can pickle eggs. I don't know how long they last for. Okay. Coat eggs in olive oil. Yeah, we've heard that as well. Any sort of oil, really, but no, not engine oil. Don't be silly. So yeah. Oh, that's a good tip, Prepper Granny. Check this out. Always crack your eggs into a cup, not straight into your bacon. Ah, that tells me that someone's speaking from experience there. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, in actual fact, God, I just remembered someone come into the shop today. Craig, that's the guy's name. Whether he's watching now or on the replay, I don't know. But he kindly put £20 towards the trailer fund. Now, some of you guys remember, I've been after a trailer for ages. I had no idea they were that expensive. So people have kindly been sending donations for the trailer fund. So that was awesome, mate. So what I'm going to do, because it's physical cash and it's not like a super chat or a PayPal, I'm going to have to find something and make it like a pot. So any cash comes my way, it goes towards that trailer fund. I need to get that trailer before winter time because the chainsaw in July will be here in a week or 2 or 3. But at some point, I'm going to need a trailer to start putting all these cut logs in there. Oh, Lee, you have been drinking. He only eats Cadbury's cream eggs. Oh my God, that's an army chef, that is. What was it? A cabbage mechanic. Oh, bloody hell. Too crazy. Right, so yeah, it's all looking good. Yep, you can keep eggs in the fridge. But like I say, we get fresh eggs. They last a lot longer than supermarket ones. I think supermarket eggs, God knows how long they've been laid before the time we actually get them in the shop. But, we get ones and they write on them and it was like on the same day or the day before. And they're bloody gorgeous too. So that's all good. Right, so I'd like to thank every single one of you for coming along. The live stream is now going to end. I'm going to be heading over to Weapon Collector to go onto a live stream there, which is going to be starting very shortly. Look forward to seeing you there in the chat. No worries, Mike. Don't worry about it. There'll be people waiting. So, yeah, that's the end of me for this evening. Trying to make it a regular thing where 9 o'clock we have some sort of, what is it my mate says in America? An adult beverage. Here's me drinking my adult beverage. That is Rob Braxman, if anyone doesn't watch Rob. If anyone wants to know about internet privacy, Rob Braxman is the man you want to see, okay? Absolutely awesome. So thank you to everyone who's been on the chat, everyone's who put their input, exchange ideas, etc. All of you moderators are absolutely glazed in gold. And I mean that. You're absolutely brilliant people. I can't thank you enough for policing this because, as you can imagine, looking at this, it's just crazy with all of these chat going on. Absolutely brilliant. So thanks ever so much for all of you for taking part. I hope you have a good week. And don't forget, stay cool because it's going to get bloody hot out there. All right. Try and get things done first thing in the morning and in the evening. Try and chill out if you can in the midday because it's going to be bloody hot. So, thanks ever so much for watching. You have a great weekend. Stay funky.